Howdy, 5th grade. Mr. Hahn coming to you live here from a remote location, which we shall keep disclosed. We got a few notes to take here. Should be pretty quick and simple, but still good for you to take some notes. So if you grab a blank piece of paper, we're going to jot down just a few of them. Let me share my screen with you and we'll talk. Talk a little mathematical for you today. First thing we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is perimeter. It's a pretty simple little concept. Perimeter. And all you need to know about perimeter, boys and girls, is that it is the distance around something. And to find the perimeter, to find it, you just need to add up all sides. Make sure it's all sides. And here is our example. Let's say I wanted to find the perimeter of this rectangle. Let's say this is a 10-inch rectangle by 4 inches. Now, you'll notice that they don't give you, they only gave me 2 sides, but you know with rectangles that opposite sides are equal. So this side is also 10 inches and this side is also 4 inches. They match up, and you'll see that. And by the way, if this problem comes to you in your book, you must draw it out. Put that in huge letters. I cannot emphasize that enough times. Some of you will not listen to me. It could get painful at that point, but you must draw those things out. I need to see what you're working on and what you're doing. So perimeter here just simply means you are going to, and you can add them in any way you want. You know, I would probably go 10. Let's just go 10 plus 4. Sometimes it's good to mark down the ones you've written down already. Plus another 10, plus another 4. And when you add all those together, 2 10s is 20, plus 2 4s is 28. And it is 28 inches, which simply means that if you were walking around this little teeny tiny square, to walk all the way around it, you would have to go 28 inches. Now, there's also, the book throws this at you, and I thought I would just kind of give it to you as well. If I were doing this like mathematically here, and I write it in a formula, because math people like formulas. If you're finding the perimeter or something, that's what this letter P stands for. What do you add together? Well, when we talk about rectangles, we talk about lengths and widths. When I have a perimeter, I add 2 lengths together plus the 2 widths together. 2 lengths together plus the 2 widths. And then, boys and girls, mathematic people liking to make things maybe easier, maybe harder. Instead of them calling it 2 length plus length, they say 2 times length. Because that's what, if you have 2 lengths added together, that is 2 times that. Just like our length was 10, so 2 of those 10s added up to 20. And then to that, I would add 2 widths together. And the widths were 4, so 2 of those 4s was 8, and that's where I got 28. So it's important for you to keep these little formulas in your notes, because the book will probably give you something along those lines to try to figure those things out. So 2 lengths plus 2 widths. Let's do a couple more, and then we'll move on to something else here. Let's say I have this rectangle, and it is 2 inches by 3 inches. Again, it would always be good for you to sketch that out and just know that our formula, perimeter equals 2 lengths times 2 widths. So perimeter equals, the lengths are 3, so 2 times 3 plus, and it might be good for us to put these in parentheses, plus 2 times the width, which is 2 times 2. So this ends up being 6 plus 4. And my perimeter is 10 inches, or 10 inches, however you want to write that. Again, if I just added 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2, I would end up with my 10 inches. So, ladies and gentlemen, that, ladies and gentlemen, is all that you need to know about that. But that's not all for today. Take out another blank piece of paper. Let me give you some time to do that. I guess you could always stop the video if you needed some more time. The other thing we're going to talk about is, boys and girls, circles. And it's a pretty simple little thing about circles. We've got just some definitions about circles, and I'm going to draw, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 of them. 2, 3, 4. Just some definitions when we talk about circles so you know what we're talking about. And the first one is the circumference of a circle. If you hear the word circumference, let me write that out for you. It's a long word. Circumference. The circumference of a circle means this. It is the distance around the circle. It's the distance around. Now, I suppose the reason why the book put this at this section here is because really in math, the circumference is really the perimeter of the circle, but for some reason we never use perimeter when it comes to circles. We always use the word circumference. So keep that in mind. And then with the circle, we have this little middle point. If they ever talk about the center of the circle, they're just talking about that point that's right there in the middle. That is the center of a circle. And then we have 2 more. We have, if you go from the center of the circle and draw a straight line out to the edge of the circle, that is called the radius. Okay, that is from center out, center to outside. And last but not least in our little discussion today is, if you go through the center of the circle from one side all the way to the other side, that is called the diameter. The diameter goes all the way through, and it goes through the center as well. And one thing you'll notice we need to highlight and note here is that how are the diameter and the radius related? Well, the diameter is twice the radius. It's 2 times the radius because as you see, a radius starts here and goes out. Well, you've got 2 of those, one on either side of it. Or we could also say that the radius, how does the radius compare to the diameter? The radius is 1/2 of the diameter. So if you know one, you certainly can figure out the other. So in other words, if the book says, look at a problem here from the book. The book might say the radius of a circle is 6 inches. The radius of a circle is 6 inches. What's the diameter? What is the diameter? The radius is 6 inches. If this is the question, boys and girls, and here we go again, I have to tell you, I don't want just answers, even though I know you can do this in your head. If they're talking about a circle, just like with squares, you need to draw a circle. They tell me that the radius is 6 inches, so I draw a radius. And I put a nice little 6-inch thing there. What is the diameter? How are they related? Well, the diameter is 2 times the radius, because this diameter means that I would go all the way through, so it's another 6 inches. So the diameter is 12 inches. The diameter is 12 inches there. So that is how that would work. Anytime, boys and girls, you see a shape, you need to sketch it out. You need to sketch it out. And that, 5th grade, is today's lesson on the exciting world of shapes, perimeters, circles. Thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you later. Have a good day.